Have you ever just dreamed of having that perfect, ultimate backyard hideout? Well, you've come to the right place. In this explainer, we're going to walk through the entire process, step by step, from that first little sketch all the way to the final coat of paint to make that dream clubhouse a reality. Because let's be real, this isn't just about hammering some wood together, is it? Nope. This is about creating a secret headquarters, a castle, a spaceship, a whole private world for adventure and imagination. We're not just building a structure, we're building memories that are going to last a lifetime. So are you ready for the quest? You know, every great adventure starts with a map. And for our project, that map is the plan. Getting this first phase right, the blueprint, is absolutely key to making sure the rest of the build goes as smoothly as possible. So, the planning phase really breaks down into 4 essential steps. First, we got to do the homework, checking local rules and permits. I know it might feel like a drag, but trust me, it's crucial for avoiding major headaches later on. Then we get to the fun stuff, scouting out the perfect spot in your yard, sketching out a design, and finally picking the materials that'll bring it all to life. Now, when you're picking your spot, it all comes down to foresight and safety. Level ground isn't just for looks. It stops the whole thing from wobbling and keeps it stable. Staying clear of big, dead branches, that's just a no-brainer for safety. And making sure you have good visibility from the house, that offers some serious peace of mind. And please, don't skip that permit check. A lot of places require one if your clubhouse is over 100 square feet or up on stilts. All right, with a solid plan in hand, it is time to grab the tools and bring this thing to life. We're starting from the ground up with the literal foundation of the entire project. You've basically got 2 main pads for your foundation. A ground level base is way simpler and faster to build, perfect for a smaller fort. But if you're chasing that classic elevated treehouse vibe, well, you'll be setting posts in concrete. Yeah, it's more work, but the payoff is that iconic fort in the sky feel, which is exactly why it's the most popular way to go. Okay, once your foundation is set, you build the platform. You'll start with a frame made from pressure-treated lumber. That's wood that's been chemically treated to resist rot and insects, which is absolutely essential for the base. Then, you'll add floor joists. Those are the parallel beams that support the floor, and some cross-bracing to keep it all super rigid. Top it off with a solid sheet of exterior-rated plywood, and boom, your stage is set. Ah, this is it. The magic moment when your project starts to look like an actual clubhouse. And here's a pro tip that will save you so much trouble. Build the wall panels flat on the ground first. Frame out your door and windows while everything's stable and easy to reach, and then lift the finished panels into place. It's so much easier and way safer this way. So now we have a structure, but it's totally exposed to the elements. This next phase is all about creating a protective outer shell, and we're starting with the most important part. The roof. For the roof, sure, you could go for a classic 2-sided gable roof, kind of like you see on a traditional house. But for simplicity and just getting the job done right, nothing beats a shed roof. It's just a single sloping plane, way easier to build for a DIY project, and it does the most important job perfectly, keeping the rain out. Creating that weatherproof seal on the roof really just involves 3 key layers. You start by attaching the rafters to form the slope. Then, you cover them with plywood sheathing to create a solid surface. And finally, you add a layer of roofing felts, and then the shingles. It's this layering that makes it truly watertight. This is where the clubhouse's personality really starts to shine through. After you protect the walls with siding, the trim, and the paint or stain you choose, well, that's what gives it character. This is the step that turns it from just a structure into a real backyard landmark. Okay, the heavy lifting is done. Now for the best part. Transforming this well-built box into a magical space that sparks joy and adventure. This is all about the details. So how are they going to get in and out? You could add a slide for a super fast escape, a rock wall for a climbing challenge, maybe a fireman's pole for a dramatic exit. And inside? What about benches for secret meetings? Or a chalkboard wall for plotting adventures? And of course, every legendary fort needs a flag and a sign with its official, top-secret name. But amidst all this fun, there's one rule that is totally non-negotiable: safety. If your clubhouse is elevated, sturdy railings aren't just a suggestion, they are absolutely essential. And any ladder or set of stairs needs to be rock solid with a secure grip. Fun is the goal, but safety is the foundation. Okay, before you rush out to the lumberyard, let's just ground ourselves for a second with a quick reality check on the time, the difficulty, and some expert advice to make your build even better. Look, this is not a one-day project, not even close. With a couple of helpers, you're looking at about 3 to 6 weekends. If you're tackling this solo, it could be closer to 10. It's a marathon, not a sprint, so just make sure you pace yourself.
Now, here are a few pro tips that will make a huge difference. Pre-staining your wood before you build protects it from moisture on all sides, making it last so much longer. Using screws instead of nails means you can easily make adjustments or repairs later. And adding small vents near the roof, that's a simple trick to prevent moisture buildup and keep the inside from getting all musty. These small details really pay off in the long run.
So there you have it. We've covered the blueprint, the build, and all the magic touches. You have the knowledge. The only thing left to do now is to start the adventure. And the very first step, you gotta give it a name.